it was kind of one of those things where like I got invited into it. Like I wasn't even necessarily like seeking it. I was getting tattooed by Bobby. I've known Bobby like half my life. He bought a shop, decided he was gonna go do his own thing, and I was helping him, like, honestly with construction work. I was like, hey dude, like, let me help. So like me and my buddy Nick kind of just like helped him for a whole summer. We were doing a bunch of drywall, like brickwork, stuff like that. And then like when the shop opened, I was helping out with the register, you know. I was basically a hang-around, not even really realizing I was a hang-around, you know what I mean? Yeah, and then it just kind of fell in love with it, you know. And then he was kind of like, hey, do you want to do this? Because I think he saw that like I was invested, you know what I mean? And honestly, I was invested because it was like a homie that was doing something, and I was like, hell yeah, like I want to support this person. And then it just turned into kind of being like fully absorbed into it. So I definitely still had that like old school like mentality of like show up, empty trash, clean, sweep, mop. Don't have to be asked to do it. I grew up in a Navy house, so like it was kind of already ingrained in me. We're like, I'm not gonna wait to be asked to like empty the trash, because like it needs to be emptied. I'm just gonna do it, right? So I think that like really helped me, because like, and also like I was an adult by the time I started tattooing. Like, well, I've worked a regular job too, which like kind of helps you understand like how like the value of money. Like you think about like a $300 tattoo, right? Like that's, man, that might be like 2 to 3 days worth of like work for some people. You know what I mean? So like kind of makes you like maybe be a little more fair about stuff, but also like understand that like you have to work hard regardless of what the job is. You know, like this is a cool ass job, right? But it's still a job, right? You still have to like answer your DMs, answer the phone, be nice to people. Like there's still like that customer service aspect to it. It's just if you do everything right, you get to do stuff you want to do. So yeah, for sure, right? Like if I always just break it down to like if you take care of the people that are taking care of you, you're set. You know what I mean? Like because I was like teaching. Like I was teaching biology, believe it or not. Yeah. Like so those two kids that were in here, like I was their bio teacher, bro. Right. So like COVID happens, right? And like honestly, everything in education got like way different. And like more work, not the same, like more work, same pay, right? And I was already, you know, it's kind of funny that I got in education because I'm not super big on like authority. You know what I mean? So it was kind of ironic that but for me, it was just like I was into science. You know what I mean? Like that was something that interested me. So I was like, cool, like I'm kind of passionate about this. And like I had some good people in my life, like educationally. So like, let's go like pay it back. You know what I mean? And it was fun. And like, it was never the kids. Like it was just like the system, you know what I mean? And then COVID really like pushed that over the edge. And I saw an opportunity and I just dove into it, you know? So like when I started my apprenticeship, I had one kid, and then like right when I finished, I had a second one. So like I've never been able to be lazy in tattooing. Like it's just been one of those things where like I've had to put like food on the table. I've had to like pay bills, you know what I mean? Right, yeah, it's not like this like cool rock star thing, you know what I mean? Like, and there are super cool moments in tattooing, there really are. But it's, at the end of the day, it's like it's a job, and it's like, it's a craft, right? And you're only gonna get out what you put into it, you know what I mean? Yeah, I grew up like drawing, painting. My older brother was like a really good artist, honestly. One of my grandparents like painted, so like we were always around it. I actually grew up in a motorcycle shop, so I was around like creativity a lot. Like my dad like did custom builds, and like there was pinstripers around and airbrushers and like stuff like that. So like I was always around creative people. I was always around people that were like doing cool stuff. So it definitely bred like normal's kind of lame. The first tattoo I saw, I think that I can remember, I was like 4, and it was like on one of my dad's best friends. He had a old like crawling panther like up his arm, and that was like the first tattoo I remember. That's why I have that banner. It was like the first tattoo I ever remember, and I was like, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? And then like just over time, I had 2 older brothers, so like they started getting tattooed, and then I was like, oh shit, like I want to get tattooed. Got a tattoo and kind of just got hooked. I don't tend to put myself in like the super traditional box. Like I kind of let other people tell me that. I think I'm kind of getting like bolder, stronger in like, you know, maybe the tattoo was done 10 minutes ago. You know what I mean? Like let's like keep it simple and keep it open because like it's gonna look good for a lot longer. You know what I mean? Just kind of like learning from like previous tattoos and just trying to like keep getting better from it. Subculturez has like a legacy a little bit, and that was kind of one of the things that like led me to be here. Was like it's been around since '99, and there have been a lot of like solid names that have come through here. It's just always had a solid reputation, and like that was like important to me. Like coming to a shop that was like had a good name, and honestly like the shop loyalty is crazy. Like people love this place. Like all the locals want to come here. And a lot of times, like, we're the first shop that gets called. Like Brissa's a solid tattooer. She's been tattooing for like 15 years. She came up in this shop, so it's kind of like a legacy shop for her. I'm so just scratching the surface of this thing. You know what I mean? I think when you start tattooing, you like, maybe you think that you know what you're doing, right? And then like the further along, you like, I don't know anything about anything. You know, like that's where I'm at now. I'm like, I don't know anything. Tell me. You know what I mean? Like yeah, I can pull a line and I can shade, but like I'm willing to and want you to like tell me and like show me and things like, you know what I mean? I think it's like being receptive, knowing that like there's always room. There's always room to get better. There's always room like, and like don't, as soon as you stop, like this thing moves so fast. As soon as you stop, like you're behind. You know, being critical is a good thing. Maybe being too critical is a bad thing. But it keeps you hungry. You know what I mean? It keeps you working. Draw. You are only as good as you draw. Don't stop learning. You know, like I learned from Bobby. Like he taught me a lot of stuff. I learned some stuff from Mike Magner. Mike taught me how to paint. Mike taught me about traditional tattoos, like kind of like a lot of like tattoo history stuff. And then like I kind of linked up with like Mike Reed, became friends with him, worked at his shop a couple times, just around good tattoos, learned a lot down there. Just being around good tattooers, definitely, I think it makes you realize where you're at and allows you to adjust accordingly. I think the worst thing you could do is like be the best tattooer in a shop, especially when you're young, you know. Not like you're not gonna fail, but like you're definitely gonna get stagnant. You know what I mean? Like if you're not like, if there's not someone better than you, if there's not someone to chase, you know what I mean? I don't know that like it's necessarily beneficial for you as a young tattooer. Yeah, for sure. And like, and if that's not happening at your shop, go find it. You can create a community without necessarily being like in the same shop as them. So just constantly pushing, you know. I don't know that I could be doing anything else, man. I think this like rewires your brain. It really does. And it's not money, right? It's just like the process. Like I'm really in love with like starting something really rough and refining it into something cool, and then like somebody wanting that, you know what I mean? Because it's really like a piece of yourself that you're getting to like put out in the world, and then someone vibes with it. I think that's like the coolest experience, you know what I mean? I was going from like a pretty steady job, like paycheck every 2 weeks, right? To something that was very unstable. I was watching something the other day. I don't know if you follow like Wayne Fredrickson. Yeah. I don't know if it was him or if it was someone that he had on the show, but he was like, tattooing is special, you're not special. And I just like, I love that, you know what I mean? Because like I think we're doing this thing that's really cool, but like we're just doing it, you know what I mean? Like tattooing's cool, like we're just able for however long to do this thing, and like if I can continue to get better and continue to do it better, why wouldn't I?